This episode is sponsored by Once Upon a Galaxy. It's a new card game that I'm having a delightful time with. You can download it right now for free on Steam or mobile at kindafunny.com/galaxy.
This episode is sponsored by Arc Raiders, where you and your squad can explore future Earth and brave killer robots to secure the best loot on the planet. Arc Raiders is available now for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X/S, and PC.
Today's stories include Casey Hudson insists FOTOR will launch before 2030. Todd Howard says Fallout has a lot happening, and rumor has it a new Alien game is on the way. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Yo, what's up? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Monday, December 15th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Blessing Adeoye Jr. Joining me is the master of hype, Snowbike Mike.
My main man. Bless. Happy Monday. Great
Monday.
to start off the week with you. The big holiday week, of course, our final week of content.
Final week of content.
2025, which is exciting to say, but of course, I'm happy to be back with you after a nice weekend.
What'd you do this weekend? So it was a weird one because I never saw a notification that Mike went live streaming this weekend. And so part of me was like, oh no, what happened? Did it happen? Is he gone?
I got comfortable, Bless. It's fun. You and I talked about it last week. You talked about like ending the year with kind of game fatigue, doing so much and now wanting to kind of just rest, relax, and chill. And you said, well, what if I don't play games? And that one kind of hit me because, Bless, I'm in a weird spot. I just finished Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, into Dispatch, into Expedition 33.
You've seen the top of the mountain.
And I bang, bang, bang. I banged on those games.
Yeah.
That now I was kind of at this moment of like, I need a breath. I need a moment to kind of like look forward and say, what do I want to play next? Right? I played Terminator 2D, No Fate, got my butt whooped right at the end. I almost beat the game in one sitting.
Yeah.
This close. I got Super Mutant Football League 2 that came out. That's my NFL Blitz like.
Yeah.
Not quite up to the NFL Blitz standard, but it's close enough.
Yeah.
It makes me smile. I have Marvel Cosmic Invasion that I have to beat, but I just didn't have the games that I wanted.
When you say you have to beat, what do you mean you have to beat?
Well, I want to beat.
You
that
want to
game.
beat it? Okay,
Yeah, I
okay.
just enjoy that game. I want to beat that. You know, I bought it. I want to beat that. And so I said to myself, well, what do I need? And I was like, I need a reset day. I need a reset weekend. And so I slept a bunch. I cleaned up the house. I love cleaning. You know me. I love cleaning and doing laundry. So I got in my bag. I was cleaning. I was doing laundry. I was organizing. Almost bought a bunch of new computer monitors.
Yeah?
I want 1440p computer monitors.
Why?
Because I'm recording at 1080p on my streaming PC, and I want the 1440p like Andy.
Yeah.
And Andy doesn't teach
You just
me how
want to be like
do it.
Andy. You just want to be like Andy. You don't know why you want 1440p except Andy has it.
And so I was going to do that. Then I saw Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't recommend it.
Ah.
Didn't come out of this one like I did the first one.
Yeah.
Where I was like, oh, okay. Like I see the light. Like I can believe this. This one had some good cheap jump scares that got me.
Okay.
But I walked out of it not as happy as I did the first one. And I don't know, mixed bag of emotions.
I watched 2 movies this weekend.
Oh, okay. Hit me,
2
'cause I
movies
watched
this
another
weekend.
really good movie I'd recommend.
Yeah? Which one?
Casino.
Casino.
I've always wanted
Okay.
to watch Goodfellas, Casino, Inglourious Bastards. I know that's a crazy left turn, but like
Sure.
there's like some old movies that I've always wanted to watch. And so I finally turned on Casino. Didn't know it's like a 3-hour long movie.
Oh, yeah.
but let me tell you, Scorsese, De Niro,
Yeah?
the little guy from Home Alone,
The little guy from Home
Joe
Alone.
Pesci,
Oh, okay.
woo,
Okay.
Sharon Stone. Didn't know who Sharon Stone was until that movie. I'll tell you what, that movie rocks.
So, speaking of a movie that rocks, last night I watched The Substance.
Okay,
Do you
what's that?
know The Substance?
Oh, that's the one Nick told me about, where she's like a supermodel, but she's getting older, so she takes pieces of herself and then makes a younger supermodel.
Yeah.
And then they have to come back together to let her live, but she doesn't want to come back together because she's younger now.
I knew that there was like fucked up body horror shit going on in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't think I could have ever visualized how far they would take the body horror shit. Where my friend Shelby has been telling me to watch The Substance for about a year, right? Like it's one of her favorite movies, period. And watching this thing, like you kind of nailed what the premise is. They fucking like it's fucking crazy watching this shit. Where it's like apparently all the effects are practical. they do shit with practical effects where I'm like, this is fucking insane. I can't look at my TV right now. I have to look away. Like,
Start
this
watching
shit's
like this.
fucking crazy. Yeah, I'm like watching, my hands are kind of covering my eyes. And so I watched that last night. It was a really good one. And then I also watched a movie called Sister Midnight, which is another movie
you
from about a
talking
year
about
ago.
that? Yeah.
Or this is an Indian film that's like an Indian vampire film that doesn't present itself as a vampire film. Very interesting one. A lot of really good editing in this movie. Very slow paced and like very like not that much dialogue going on. It's very show don't tell type of movie, and I really really enjoyed it. And so I've been saying I want to make 2026 the year where I watch more movies because I've been neglecting movies in the last couple of
You
years.
kicked it off, but then you also streamed twice.
I streamed twice yesterday. Let me tell you, I'm back to playing Lies of P Overture.
I saw the YouTube thumbnail this morning.
Yeah.
I saw Blessing streamed. I was like, oh, and then Lies of P. I said, oh shit, Blessing's on his gaming shit.
And that's the thing is, you know, you talked about having that, like, I want to take a break. I want to, you know, I just played a lot of games. Let me take that time to kind of catch up and recharge. I think I've been doing that. And like, whenever I decide I want to do that, I then have the feeling of, oh, I feel like playing this specific thing, which is nice. I think that's me listening to myself more.
I like that.
It's not me chasing like, you know, people want me to play this thing, or
Pander to the audience.
I gotta play this thing for Game of the Year because I know people are gonna vote for Hollow Knight Silk Song, so I gotta give my opinion on Hollow Knight Silk Song. And this weekend, I was very much like, fuck that. I'm not gonna tell myself I need to play any video game, and then come Sunday, I'm like, I want to play this video game. I want to play Lies of P Overture right now, and so I'm probably a couple hours away from finishing it. But man, I'm having a good time with it.
I love
That's
that.
such a good video game.
Good.
Enough about that though. Let's talk about video game news. Because remember, this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts to get all of our shows ad-free and get a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be a part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. Housekeeping for you. Celebrate the end of My Hero Academia with Mike and Barrett as they watch the entire final season live for the first time this Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, live only on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. That's a fun one.
Two of my heroes wrapped it up this weekend.
Yeah.
My Hero and John Cena.
Oh my God, don't get me started.
Don't even get me started because I'm mad at it. I'm not happy about it.
Dude,
Bless.
a lot of people are mad at it. A lot of people are mad at it.
I'm not happy about it, Bless.
But like, what else? What else did you want? You wanted him to win?
Yeah.
You wanted him to go out on a W? That's
He's
not
a
tradition.
generational talent.
That's not
He's
tradition.
a once-in-a-lifetime hero in the WWE.
You got to look at the lights on your way out. You got to put somebody over. You know, you got to.
That man's already been over. He's been champion 9 times.
He's fucking retired. Like, fucking retired Goldberg. We got to retire John Cena.
Gunther's going to retire in 2 years from now. He's already had his moment.
Oh, man. But yeah, no, check this out. This is a fun one. My Hero Academia, if you're a fan or if you're curious about My Hero Academia, this is your chance to do hang out as they're doing the final watch along for the final season. Of course, as well, get excited. Bruce Straley, director of Coven of the Chickenfoot and formerly of Naughty Dog, is co-hosting KFGD tomorrow with Greg. He's coming through to hang out, so that'll be a fun time. Remember, we're an 11-person business, all about live talk shows. So today, after KFGD, you're going to get Gamescast, which is Mike's Expedition 33 review. Very excited for that. And
I'm spoiling every beat of this game.
Oh, it's going to be one of those
like
ones.
when you step in to this podcast, I'm going to spoil every single moment of this game.
Because
there's no like, oh, I'm holding off. I'm going to tell you everything that happens in this game and my thoughts on it. So get ready.
Get ready for that. And then also Greg's Pokemon DLC review will be happening in that as well. And then after Gamescast is the highly requested follow-up stream, Nick Plays Dispatch Part 2.
Will he like this game? That's what everybody wants to know.
Does he like it so far?
Episode 1, he didn't love it.
Okay.
I think episode 1 ends in a way where you probably should follow up quickly with episode 2.
Yeah.
Nick walked out of that room not being like, can't wait to play that. Very much like, he might not ever look at that again.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll try one more time.
One more.
See what happens.
That's how I was for the first 2 episodes. Like when we reviewed the first 2 episodes, I was like, yeah, these are good. I don't know if I'm blown away by it yet, but I do wonder if he gets to an episode 3, maybe a 4. Maybe he starts to get more tantalized.
Well, the question is, will we be able to get him to 4?
Yeah, that's a
will
bigger
we be able to get him to 3? And then also, we have a special screencast for you today. After all of our normal programming, Greg's sitting down with Netflix's In Your Dreams writer and director Alex Wu to talk about why kids' movies don't have happy endings anymore. But more importantly, Greg finds out what it's like when someone interrupts his show with a phone call, except this time, it's The Office's Craig Robinson. Watch the screencast after the stream. If you're a Kind of Funny member, today's Gregway's 15 minutes on work hours. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney the Psalm Twining. For now, let's begin with what is, and forever will be, the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 6 stories today.
A baker's dozen!
Starting with our number 1. Casey Hudson insists FOTOR will launch before 2030. This is Wesley Yinpool at IGN. In the wake of Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic's big announcement at the Game Awards, you might have seen social media posts saying that the game won't be out until 2030. Director Casey Hudson has now stepped in to address those posts, insisting the game will be out before then. Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic is in development at Edmonton, Alberta-based developer Archnaut Studios, which Hudson and his partners only founded in July. It stole the show at the Game Awards with a flashy, tantalizing CG trailer that contained no gameplay. But fans are particularly excited because Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic is billed as the spiritual successor to the much-loved Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which Hudson directed while at BioWare. So where did all the not till 2030 posts come from? It seems a social media comment from Bloomberg reporter Jason Schreier, in which he called a 2030 release window an optimistic guess based on the fact that the studio was founded this year, ended up being framed elsewhere online as Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic may not release until at least 2030. Now, Hudson himself has stepped in. Quote, "Don't worry about the not till 2030 rumors," Hudson tweeted. Quote, "Game will be out before then. I'm not getting any younger." End quote. Mike, do you believe him?
Damn, that's a statement. Do I believe that? No.
No.
Well, you know, there's a lot that goes into it. And of course, I'm no game developer. I don't know how games are made. I just look from the outside. And usually I say game making is very difficult and it's a long process to do it, right? And so for Casey and the team, they have about 1,400 days by my count to get that done before 2030. And so kind of puts it in perspective of like, we're still building this studio. We clearly saw that they were hiring when we were talking about it on the post show of the Game Awards, right? And so how fast to Game Awards announcement till it's out before 2030, we'll see if they can do that. Size, scope, what is the game really going to be? Maybe that helps him in the long run. But as he says, he's not getting any younger, and maybe his goal is to be before 2030. But I don't believe that.
I believe his goal is before 2030. I have no belief that that's going to happen, right? And that's not to his fault. That's not to anybody's fault. That's not even a bad thing necessarily because you founded the studio this year. That's just speaking to how AAA video game development has gone within the last decade, where games are taking longer and longer and longer and longer to make. I guarantee you, as he tweets this, whatever teams he's working with are probably like, Casey, what are you doing? Why are we making these promises? Yeah. This is why you see the vast majority of game developers not speaking, at least AAA game developers not saying a word, because now, you know, you go online and it's the #1 news story. Everybody's like, oh shit, are we going to get Fate of the Old Republic before 2030? The answer is no. I do not think so.
I think everyone in their mind hears Fate of the Old Republic. They think of Star Wars The Old Republic, and they think about those giant RPGs and what those go to. Maybe he's making something smaller, Bless. What if it is more of a linear, self-contained video game that is maybe 11 to 15 levels?
Is that what you want out of Knights of the Old Republic?
I mean, of course, that's the question, right? It's like, what is he thinking he's building? What do we all assume he's building with that team? And is the worry when he says that, maybe it's a smaller project? And is that a bad thing?
Yes. I think for Knights of the Old Republic, and maybe, have you played KOTOR?
A long, long time ago.
That gives me the vibe of something that you want to bring back in a big way, right? That's something that you want to be a premier video game the year that it comes out. That's something you want to treat with like the most AAA gloves as possible.
And if you were to, attach your title onto it for sure.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of baggage.
The next RPG from Casey Hudson, like this shit has to be Mass Effect level. At least that's how I view it. Now, granted, like I think it could be fascinating making a smaller Star Wars RPG. I think that could be interesting in the conversations that I know we've had on the show. Of I reference, forget which developer it was, but there was a developer that talked about setting an RPG in just like a neighborhood setting, right, or in like a 2 to 3 block radius, and the levels of story that you can tell, like the level of depth that you can explore with that. I talk about games like the Forgotten City or games like Disco Elysium that have a contained setting, but you're allowed to, or you're able to really explore narrative in those settings, right? I think there's something beautiful about the idea. I just don't think you then name it Fate of the Old Republic and bring back Casey Hudson and invoke that, this is like the follow-up. This is following in the legacy of the Knights of the Old Republic games. You just call it something else in that,
Blessing, I
case.
totally agree with you. I think that's the game we're going to play, is we all have in our mind what this game is probably going to look like, the size and scope of it, and we all hear that statement of, well, it's definitely coming out before 2030. I'm not getting any younger. And we all go, okay, like that sounds like a bold claim, and I can't believe that, but we'll see.
Yeah. We're also talking about Casey Hudson, who, of course, has a storied legacy, but the last game he game directed was Mass Effect 3, right? He also worked on Anthem and the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, both as like studio general managers. But I could see that being a thing of him being like, well, when I put out Mass Effect 3, we were able to do that on a strict timeline and make that happen. Even with Anthem, I don't know how long the development for that was, right? But I think things have changed so much since then that I could see his view of it being like, oh, no, we did it back then. We could do it now. And I don't know if that's the case anymore, but we'll see. I'd be so excited playing this game by 2029.
How fast did Kojima turn around Death Stranding?
The first one?
Yep. He announced and he turned it around pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, he shook hands with Andrew House at the end of 2015. It was December 2015. So let's say you start up at beginning of 2016. That game released 2019.
I mean, even back then, that was such a different environment for video game development.
Yeah, because then you talk about Death Stranding 1 and Death Stranding 2, and that took 6 years.
Yeah,
of course.
That took 6 years. And so it's just a different time now, but listen, I'm all for it. Let's make it happen.
If this can happen,
the
sooner the better.
Come on.
Let's do it.
We're not playing this on this console generation. Story number 2, speaking of games that we're probably not playing on this console generation, Bethesda chief Todd Howard says Fallout is the franchise that we're doing the most in right now. This is Wesley Yinpool at IGN. The Elder Scrolls 6 may be the next big brand new video game announced by Bethesda to be in the works, but Fallout is the franchise the studio is doing the most in right now, Todd Howard has told IGN. Fallout Season 2 is set to hit Prime Video this month, and while Bethesda has a new Fallout New Vegas bundle, there's no word yet on a Fallout remaster or a Fallout New Vegas 2 to capitalize on the surge of interest in the franchise. There's no mention made during the recent Fallout Day broadcast of a Fallout New Vegas remaster, which some had called on Bethesda to develop. Indeed, there were no new Fallout games announced at all. But there are all sorts of rumors floating around about potential Fallout remakes now that the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered is out the door. Fallout 3 Remastered was leaked back in 2023, but those plans may have changed. And now, we know, Bethesda wants to eventually get to Fallout 5, albeit after the Elder Scrolls 6. The last we heard on Fallout 5, by the way, was back in June 2024 when Todd Howard said he wasn't interested in rushing it out the door. Fast forward a year and a half, and IGN has had the chance to quiz Todd Howard on all things Fallout alongside Kevin Beatty, head of product for Samsung Gaming, Interactive Experiences, and Emerging Tech. In the interview, Howard remained coy when asked directly about a number of unannounced projects, but did offer a tantalizing tease that should get Fallout fans excited. We asked Howard if Bethesda being owned by Microsoft had made it likely that the company might partner with, for example, Obsidian developer of the original Fallout New Vegas or Wasteland developer inXile, both of which are Xbox studios, on a new Fallout New Vegas game while fans wait for Fallout 5. Again, Howard was coy in his response, quote, "We've had a long-term plan for Fallout, and so I wish I could talk about all those today," he said. "I'll just say this. It's the franchise we're doing the most in right now," end quote. And finally, on this topic, we asked Howard if the success of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, which has seen over 4 million players since it shadow dropped earlier this year, was a repeatable trick for a Fallout 3 remaster. Howard once again kept his cards close to his chest and reiterated a point he's been making a lot in interviews lately. Quote, "I would just say that the Oblivion Remaster, we're really, really pleased with how well it did. It was a very long project too, and not just in how it was received, the ability to shadow drop it, and the response to doing that," he said. I like to do that with games as much as possible. I love the moment that you find out about a game. Howard continued, quote, and I like to think about when somebody presses play. What's in their head? What do they think? What is their expectation? What's their excitement level? What do they think about the thing they're about to play? And so I like to back that from the moment with how we talk about it. And sometimes there are big gaps, end quote. Mike, what the fuck is he saying?
That one got me. Okay, that's when you just let Mike go on a rant. And you're like, you got to bring it back, Big Dog. Got to bring it back.
I love Todd Howard. He said so much and so little at the same time.
I mean, he's not wrong. How about that?
About what?
That they're doing a lot in Fallout right now.
But like, what does a lot mean? Like the TV show?
Fallout 76, the TV show. Of course, there's someone in a room somewhere that's probably thinking about the next Fallout on a dartboard and throwing out locations. I'm sure they've had a conversation with other teams about remastering it. So yeah, technically they are doing a lot in Fallout. From the fans' perspective, from the outside, you're not doing that much and we want more, of course.
Yeah.
We're riding the hype off of the Fallout television show being so good. We are itching for another awesome Bethesda RPG. Of course, we just got Starfield. We're looking forward to Elder Scrolls 6 that was announced so long ago. And it's kind of like, hey, Todd, like, let's focus on the path here. Like, we know it's Elder Scrolls and then Fallout. Of course, in a perfect world, we'd maybe have two teams or we'd work with someone else and we'd get this Fallout project going a little bit faster. But like, he's not wrong in saying, yes, they're doing a lot of things in Fallout.
Yeah. One of the things I do take away from his final quotes here is that, like, it doesn't dash any hopes for the Fallout 3 remastered, but it does make me think if they're doing it, they'll shadow drop it. You know, him talking about they like to think about like what's in their head, what do they think, what is their expectation, yada yada yada, right? And I like to back that up from that moment with how we talk about it. It seems like he doesn't want to overhype shit, right? Hey, what are people's levels of expectation for a thing? How do we treat that appropriately? Which might have been the right call for the Oblivion remastered, and that might be more of a conversation. I was surprised they shadow dropped it, but with how Todd Howard and the team think about it, they probably don't want to hype up something as the next Elder Scrolls when you do have something that is as monumental as the actual next Elder Scrolls.
Of course.
Elder Scrolls 6 will announce years prior. Elder Scrolls 6 will allow that hype to build up and anticipation to grow and all that stuff. We don't want to do that with Oblivion Remastered because that's a different thing with how we want to treat it. I think that makes sense. If they feel that way about Fallout 3, I could see that making sense, I guess, in the comparison to Oblivion. And so I hope they make it. And like, I think that shadow drop is going to hit like crack. I think that's going to be one where it's like, oh shit, everybody stop what we're doing. We're revisiting Fallout 3 right now.
You're a Fallout 3 guy?
Yeah, oh yeah, I love Fallout 3.
I want New Vegas. I don't want to go back to Fallout 3. I want to go back to New Vegas.
I'd want both.
In a big way, of course.
Yeah. But I think you start with Fallout 3. Yeah, I think you start with Fallout 3.
When you say start, it's just like, well, then you got me on Casey Hudson. It's like, well, then when is New Vegas, Bless? 2035? I can't wait.
New Vegas should have been now. If we're being honest, New Vegas should have been now because the Fallout TV show is happening in New Vegas. If you're missing this, then it's like, okay, well, then just drop it whenever you want.
Do we see Todd and the team finally rip the Band-Aid off and work with some of these other talented developers? He seems pretty keen on keeping his team on the mainline path and doing this. But like, you talk about Obsidian, you talk about In Exile, right? You see other teams out there. Will we see him say, hey, they're going to be the ones? Or will it always be, we're the main line, we're the ones?
In Exile is doing Clockwork Revolution.
Correct.
I want to see what that's like.
Okay.
I want that to come out and see how people receive it, see if it's as good as it looks. Because I think if Clockwork Revolution is excellent, I mean, maybe I'll just end up wanting more of that. But also, I could see that being the route to, okay, give them Fallout.
Obsidian's free, though.
Are they?
Free. Right?
Obsidian's putting out 3 games a year.
Well, they just dropped their 2 RPGs. They have Grounded now. That's early access. So, like, now is kind of the time before they announce another giant RPG, before they get lost in the sauce, which I'm sure they already are. Did they really think about it?
Have they talked about, I feel like we talked about this recently, Avowed 2. I think it was one of their former people had mentioned Avowed 2. Might have been, was it Casey? I don't think it was Casey. Somebody had mentioned Avowed 2, which I could see. It also seems like they really like Outer Worlds. Like for you, for what you see out of Obsidian, do you think they want to work on more Fallout?
Yeah, I think there's people that have been in that building for a long time that would love the idea of going back. And I'm sure there's a lot of new faces in there that love their new IPs, Bless. I think that's a 50-50 coin toss there. Would you want to go back and work in the shadow of an older game, a different franchise and legacy, or blaze your own path and make your own games. I bet you the answer is probably number 2.
Yeah.
You want to make your own stuff.
I think from the Obsidian side, their creative side, I think they'd want to work on their own stuff. If I'm trying to think from a business mind, and if I'm either somebody at Xbox proper or a higher up at Obsidian that's like trying to look at the dollars and cents, I'm going, hey, we got to make a Fallout.
Of course.
A Fallout's going to go way further as far as name recognition, IP, like the amount of people you're going to reach with that IP, the amount of sales you're going to get, and also your Obsidian, you're going to put out a banger Fallout game. Everybody's favorite Fallout game is theirs, is the one they made. So I could see it. I think you're right that if you're going to approach them with that idea, right now's the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Maybe we'll see it before 2030.
It is. We live in a tough world right now where we have just been hit with 2 great seasons, right? I'm hoping that season 2 is good, but like 2 great seasons of Fallout, and there's no Fallout to be seen.
Yeah.
Just got hit with a great Oblivion remaster, no Fallout 3, New Vegas, whatever, remaster announced anytime soon. Heartbreaking world.
Yeah. Man, I'd be so fucking down for a new Fallout. I just want more to do in this universe. I think we're in such a weird place with it because, you know, games take, like we mentioned, games take very long to make, and then also Fallout 76 didn't land the way that I think they wanted it to land, and they've gotten into a better place now, but even still, that's not the Fallout that everybody wants. We know the Fallout everybody wants. Of course, we got some breaking news happening for you about Marathon, but we'll get there in a second. For now, I want to tell you about patreon.com/kindafunny and youtube.com/kindafunnygames, where you can go and get the show ad-free. And speaking of ads, let us tell you about our sponsors.
Guys, we had an indie company reach out to us hoping we could help promote their card game. I checked it out and I'm having a delightful time. It's called Once Upon a Galaxy. I downloaded it and it's really easy to get started. I instantly started finding crazy combos, developing my strategy, and admiring the beautiful character art. Something super unique and cool is its PvP, but there are no timers. Start a game, set your phone down for 5 minutes, and pick it up and jump back in right where you left off. How do they do this? PvP with no timers? I don't know. It's magic. The games are quick, but really lives up to the phrase easy to learn and possible to master. I keep finding new stuff every time I play. I love the themes and the art of the cards, from fairy tale heroes and villains to sharks with lasers on their heads. I also love setting up sweet support characters on my backline to help boost my frontline cards. Once Upon a Galaxy is crossplay on your phone and PC. You can download it right now for free. Head over to kindafunny.com/galaxy to check it out.
If you live for high stakes runs, tight teamwork, and that rush when the extraction timer is ticking down, this might be your next obsession. You've already seen us obsessing over Arc Raiders, the multiplayer extraction adventure set on a lethal future Earth where mechanized killing machines rule the surface and humanity hides below. As a raider, you brave topside to loot, complete quests, fight Arc robots, and extract safely, if you can. Underground in Speranza, you'll upgrade your den, boost your abilities, and gear up for raids. On the surface, there are no rules. Swarms of drones, massive robots, and rival raiders make every trip unique. Choose solo, duo, or squad of 3, but rival players are never far away. Team up or take their loot. What kind of raider will you be in the Rust Belt? Arc Raiders is available now for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X/S, and PC.
This episode's brought to you by HelloFresh. You may have heard of HelloFresh. They're the #1 meal kit in America, making home cooking easier with chef-crafted recipes and fresh ingredients delivered straight to your door. But this fall, they're serving up even more to love. This isn't the HelloFresh you remember. It's bigger. HelloFresh has doubled its menu. Now you can choose from 100 options each week, including new seasonal dishes and recipes from around the world. Get steak and seafood recipes delivered every week for no extra cost. Now, with 3 times the seafood options. So many of us here at Kinda Funny have been using and loving HelloFresh for years, and now you can too. The best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/kindafunny10FM now to get 10 free meals plus a free breakfast for life. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied, as discount on first box, new subscribers only, varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/kindafunny10FM to get 10 free meals plus free breakfast for life. This episode's brought to you by Aura Frames. Here's my holiday pattern. Tell myself I'll be thoughtful, panic at the last minute, buy a gift card. This year, you can skip the panic and give an Aura frame. No lie, Aura frames are undeniably the best gift I have ever given, and I'm going to be sad when I run out of people to give it to because I'll never give a gift this great again. Families, friends, partners, everyone loves being able to have beautiful frames showing off their loved ones and favorite memories. Multiple people at Kind of Funny have Aura frames on their desks, and it's always a treat to walk by and see what fun memory is there. There's unlimited storage, so you can add as many photos and videos as you can find. Just download the Aura app and connect to Wi-Fi with no hidden fees. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver Mat frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code KINDOFFUNNY at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code KINDOFFUNNY. This deal is exclusive to our listeners, and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
And we're back with breaking news. Marathon launches March 2026. I'm pulling directly from the PlayStation blog. We've built Marathon to shine on PlayStation 5 with the goal of delivering smooth, intense combat. Whether you're playing with your crew for a night full of runs, going it solo, or filling into teams of up to 3, the PS5's hardware is perfectly suited for us to bring this dark and gritty world to life, and we can't wait for you to get your hands on it. Marathon releases in March 2026 at the target price of $39.99. With additional regional pricing to be announced. Today's VidDoc shares a new look at Marathon's gameplay and immersive sci-fi setting. The team also explores updates since alpha, like improved visual fidelity, proximity chat, solo play, and new runner shell, Rook. Mike, what does this do for you? You checked out the Marathon gameplay beta that they did earlier this year, correct?
Yes, we played earlier this year. It's been quite some time. We have not gotten back into the re-alpha, whatever you want to call it. They re-invited players to check out what they've kind of updated and changed. I was not part of that, so I don't know where it currently is at, but I am caught off guard. I'm 100% caught off guard by this announcement. I did not think that we would end the year with any sort of Marathon talk. I thought we would hold Marathon for quite some time. 2026 is still lofty to me in my idea of what this game needed to change, and I guess the team at Bungie is ready to rock and roll. I thought this would be late 2026, if not later than that. I'm surprised we're going to see March, but looks like they got what they want out of this. $40 is matching Arc Raiders. March right around the corner. I don't know, Bless. I'm still a little caught off guard. I got to watch this vid doc to see what I think.
Yeah, of course, the video they uploaded is over 20 minutes long, right? But it's breaking down some of the details that, because this is breaking, we don't have the time to dive into fully. But I do want to bring in some super chats and have some conversation about it. Headwind writes in and says, played the Marathon beta, and I'm super not confident in release. I had huge issues, if that. I don't think they can fix in this amount of time. Mike, you mentioned Arc Raiders. You talked about the $40 matching Arc Raiders price. Where do you feel like this game stands post Arc Raiders? Do you feel like Arc Raiders has changed the landscape in the game of what we expect out of an extraction shooter?
Yeah, let's talk about the positives first, right? Like, Arc Raiders has definitely made the extraction shooter more mainstream, more popular, and more, welcoming to players new to the genre. I think, like, unlike Escape from Tarkov before, when 1.0 and went everywhere, right? It was on PC. It had its own special launcher, and not a lot of people were jumping into it. Or if they did, they probably had like a really hard time because it was so intense. I think Arc Raiders found this perfect balance of like very fun, still very punishing, but like a really fun balance that was welcoming to new players that got so many on. And the positive right now is like, Arc Raiders is thriving. Arc Raiders is red hot still to this day. And so there's a big interest now in extraction shooters and really just great shooters in general. We're always looking for the next best thing. So the positive for Bungie and Marathon is by March, hopefully the craze is still going on. People still are looking for that next big extraction shooter or big first-person shooter hit, and they might want to try your game.
To your point, post-Arc Raiders, I'm way more likely to check out Marathon than I was pre-Arc Raiders, right? Before I had any interest in checking out an extraction shooter. I think you're right. Like, that opened people up to be more willing to try out this style of gameplay.
Correct. And we've seen this before, right? With battle royales and certain battle royales coming on. Maybe you jumped on early with PUBG and some other titles. Maybe it was Fortnite that became that kind of like, hey, here is the goalpost here of like new people can jump on, try your game, and really get involved. That's what Arc Raiders has been for the extraction shooter genre. Now we look at Marathon, right? And it's a mixed bag of emotions for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that Bungie hit or that beta did hit. I had some positives. I had some negatives coming out of it. I actually did say that I liked it more than Arc Raiders, and there was one other that we were playing.
Escape from Tarkov.
No.
Hunt Showdown.
No, it was the Exoborn.
Exoborn.
I said that was the one that I liked the most. And then there was a lot of community feedback. They said, no, this isn't the way. You got to go back to work. And so they went back to work. And we're talking about a big-time team here with Bungie, big expectations. PlayStation has expectations for this on top of just being Bungie themselves. And I don't know if this has been enough time to rework what I wanted out of this, right? And
What are the things? So I guess two questions, right?
Yeah.
What are the things that you want out of this as far as reworking? And then also, what are the things that you think Arc Raiders might have brought to the genre that this game needs to be able to hit in order to actually
Well, I mean, I
be
think like
accepted?
the easy small thing was proximity chat, right? Which I think that's probably easier to implement than a lot of other core changes. And so I'm sure they've added that. I think we saw with Arc Raiders, just the fun that comes out of having this feature goes so far, whether you use it or not. People in Arc Raiders loved that proximity chat. And when we played Marathon, they didn't have that, right? And so it was like a huge turnoff. On top of that, that's super easy to implement. But I do think it was the kind of moment to moment, your missions / like PvP, right? Arc Raiders has found this perfect balance of keeping players on this kind of hook of like, hey, you're going to go out there and you can fight the Arc and you're going to get rewarded for PvE. You're going to go out and do missions and you're going to get rewarded by coming back and leveling up your bases, your different upgrade benches, and then you'll get more guns and stuff. You don't have to take part in the PvP. When you played Marathon, it very much felt like PvP was the way. The missions that they had weren't that engaging or interesting at all. The characters that were giving you the missions definitely weren't. And it felt more like we're dropping in, and it was more battle royale centric of I'm just here to murder everyone. And I think that was another big turnoff was time to kill, gunplay. None of it felt right where you were just getting run over all the time by better players. And sure, I can say that as someone who sucks, right? And like, that's how it feels. But I think when you're trying to get people into the genre, there is this give and take of like, you have to make it more accessible to players to make them feel good when they're playing. And Arc Raiders found that with PvE, with fighting the Arc. There was a lot of like, hey, let's team up. Let's take down this giant mech. This is so cool. We're being rewarded. We don't have to shoot each other. And then on the flip side, it also has a great reward and PvP system of if you get after people, it feels good to shoot at one another. This didn't have that. Marathon didn't have that.
To reading some super chats, Scienced OG official writes in and says, have they addressed any of the allegations around plagiarism any further? There was the person that had their art style plagiarized said that it had been resolved to their satisfaction.
That
So
person got paid.
That person got paid.
You can believe that.
Yes, and so that has been resolved. I already read the one from Headwind. Aaron Lime wrote in with the breaking news, right, that Marathon is dropping in March 40th for $40. Or sorry, not March 40th. Dropping in March for $40. No day specified. They're cutting this close to the end of fiscal, LOL. Think they'll also announce Fair Games is canceled at the end of fiscal 2. Get us out of the Jim Ryan minds. I mean, there's a lot there, right? I think the placement is a big conversation of, all right, why are we announcing this now? Why are we saying March without a day in March? I think that is a bit bizarre. I think now we have the hindsight of, oh shit, Saros got delayed to April 30th. Like, that was a game that had a March date.
Yeah.
Is that related to this? I was thinking about that earlier actually today, where I'm like, I wonder if that was a GTA thing of, since GTA moved down the year, they're like, hey, we got more space in the spring now to move around in. I think maybe as we go, we're going to see more of those release dates pop up in the first half of the year because now you have the freedom now that GTA has moved. I think there's a lot of that going on. Fair Games, of course, we'll wait and see. We have no idea what's going on with that game. But Mike, how do you feel about March?
I like March. I think March gives some time. Arc Raiders, like I said, is still red hot, but it does give that time to cool down and maybe players want to find something new. I think we're looking at a game like High Guard as well that comes out in January, so you give yourself some space away from that. I think March is a nice early year window that maybe people can jump on. It's all fun and games picking out a date, but like it always comes down to, is the game good or not? It doesn't matter what your date is.
Yeah.
Is the game good, right? And so March is a long time to wait with anticipation to find out if this is good or not. But at the same time, it gives some time to probably put out betas, retool, retest, and be prepared for that March date.
We'll keep a lookout for Marathon.
I'm caught off guard. I'm blown away that we're hearing this. Greg Miller said that this game wouldn't even come out, if you remember.
Yeah,
that. He was firm on this isn't even coming out. I'm surprised we're getting March. I look forward to maybe trying a beta again and seeing what kind of things they've retooled and redone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Les.
Do you think they're sending this game out to die?
I don't think we know this, right?
Yeah.
All these developers are really, they love what they do. They're hardworking. Nobody wants this game to die.
Of
right?
course.
Of course.
They wouldn't do a 20-minute document.
Exactly.
Doc about it.
Nobody wants this game to come out and die. That's the reality of life here. But, are they sending this out to die where it will come out in March, it'll be a flop, and then all of a sudden we're on to Soros and PlayStation's next beat is, hey, look at this awesome first-person shooter game that's all about single player, and we love it, and forget about what we just did, right? That's where my mind goes to here. It's get this game out, let's forget about it. If they wanted to do that, Bless, guess what? They just wouldn't have never announced this. We would have just moved on, swept this under the rug, and just kept it pushing and never had this game come out. And people would have said something about it, but then they would have quickly forgot. So to have the idea that we are going to get to a release date, we are going to put this out, means there is some confidence here.
Oh, yeah. Also, Smalls HD in chat says, LMAO, Bless has had a super negative view on every news story so far. So I'm going to take it all back. Marathon's going to be game of the year. Now, how ridiculous does that sound when I say it out loud, guys?
I don't think that Bless has had a negative stuff on that. He said, Casey, we'd love to see your game before 2030. He was on for that. He loves Fallout.
I'm being realistic, guys. We live in a reality that has rules. We're not going to see that game before 2030. I'm sorry. Story number 3, our official story number 3. Rumor has it a new Alien game is on the way, and it's being described as a Shadow of the Tomb Raider with xenomorphs. This comes from Vicky Blake at Eurogamer. Eidos Montreal is reportedly developing a new game based on the Alien franchise. According to Insider Gaming, the new game, described as Shadow of the Tomb Raider with xenomorphs, has been in development since 2020 under a variety of names, including Marathon, and switched developers multiple times. That's crazy. With quote, enemy AI designed to adapt and react to whatever tactics you use. It's thought the gameplay will balance combat with platforming and puzzles, with an emphasis on stealth and resource management in a single-player arcade survival horror game. The anonymous source also revealed character names and abilities, such as a grappling hook and magnetic boots, and teased the team, quote, hopes Sigourney Weaver will reprise her fan-favorite role as Ripley, but this is in no way confirmed as of yet. Interestingly, the source also intimated that the budget for the game is around 56 million euros, or 56 million pounds, I should say, or $75 million, and is hoping to release, quote, for all major platforms in 2028, which means there's plenty of time for details and mechanics to change between now and then.
Blessing, let me do it for you.
Do it.
Blessing, share me your thoughts on this. Are you hype on this?
Shit's gonna suck, man. No, I think this is cool.
I think this is really cool.
I think this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're talking about Eidos Montreal getting back to making something that is a AAA single-player action game, right? We look back at Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and Mike, did you play Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
Yes.
What was the tone on that? What was the tenor on that? Did people fuck with that as much?
Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we liked that.
Was that
We
the
liked
third
that
one?
I believe that was the third one.
Okay.
Because there was Tomb Raider, there was Rise of the Tomb Raider, and then Shadow was the third one.
I think
Eidos.
people liked Shadow not as much as
Yeah.
Rise from my remembrance of that.
That's how I remember it as well. But my impression wasn't that it was bad or anything like that.
No,
right?
I think that trilogy was great.
And then you follow that up with Guardians of the Galaxy, another game that a lot of people really enjoy. So we're talking about a studio that knows what they're doing. We're talking about Eidos Montreal, which is a studio that I love from Deus Ex: Human Revolution, Mankind Divided. I think an Alien game makes sense. I think that's really
pitch of
exciting.
An Alien game is awesome.
Yeah.
This sounds dope, right? I am all for this. I think all of us can close our eyes and imagine what that would look like in our minds and see it and be like, man, that sounds so cool. I hope they absolutely deliver on this.
Yes.
This could be sweet.
And this is what I want. Because Alien Isolation was another one that people really dug.
Can you believe that was 2014?
That was so fucking long ago.
Long ago.
I feel like Aliens, I know we get Alien games because there was that one shooter one, horror
We had
shooter.
Fire Team,
Fire
something.
Team Elite.
Yeah.
Was it Elite? We had that. We
Dark
had,
Descent as well.
I believe we had a VR one.
Yeah.
But like, we're not getting Alien games that make sense for, hey, make something that everybody is gonna love and play.
Yeah.
Right. This is an IP that I think makes a lot of sense for AAA video games, and so a Shadow of the Tomb Raider like Alien game, hell yeah. Also bring back an Isolation type game. I think there's space for that. I think people want that.
I like that the xenomorphs, they were talking about the AI functioning a little bit differently and like adapting and changing to your play style would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be fucking sick.
We always talk about the Nemesis system.
Nemesis system, and I even look back to, you played Metal Gear Solid 5. Like, you play that game, and depending on your play style, that game reacts. And you might not even notice it, right? But if you're getting like all these headshots, guess what? Guards will start wearing hats. If you keep going out at night, the guards will start wearing night vision goggles. Like, I love shit like that. So, would love that from an Alien game. Story number 4. Ubisoft acquires Amazon Games Montreal team, marking the return of Rainbow Six Siege's director. This is Andy Robinson at Video Games Chronicle. Ubisoft is acquiring the team behind an upcoming MOBA at Amazon Games Montreal, it's announced, which will see the original creative director of Rainbow Six Siege return to the publisher 6 years after he left. No terms of the deal have been disclosed, but the move will see Ubisoft obtain the rights for the upcoming MOBA game March of Giants, which began closed alpha testing on PC earlier this year, and its entire development team will join the company. As part of the agreement, Amazon will provide Ubisoft with marketing support for March of the Giants on Twitch. March of the Giants creative director is Xavier Marquise, who led development on Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. The game's production leader, Alexander Parizeau, is another former Ubisoft leader, having served as MD of its Toronto studio. In a statement, CEO Yves Gaumont welcomed Marquise and Parizeau back to the company and said that their return would bring proven expertise in building globally successful competitive and live games to Ubisoft. According to the press release, their team will become part of a future creative house, which are the new divisions Ubisoft is organizing teams within. Quote, March of Giants has a real opportunity to bring something fresh and dynamic to players and to help Ubisoft compete in one of gaming's biggest arenas, said Gaumont. Quote, we're looking forward to welcoming back Alexander, Xavier, and many of the seasoned March of the Giants team who have previously worked at Ubisoft, and the entire team's ambition, creativity, and talent align perfectly with our desire to build bold new experiences for players. We look forward to supporting them as they shape the future of this promising new IP, end quote. The sale of Amazon Games Montreal comes weeks after the corporation announced significant cuts to its video game business, including ending MMO development. Notably, at the time, the corporation named March of the Giants as one of its upcoming titles. Mike, a new MOBA coming from Ubisoft now, formerly of Amazon.
Yeah, this one was a head scratcher when I first read it there, Bless, of like, man, I didn't know Ubisoft had it like that. After all the turmoil we heard about Ubisoft, I didn't know they were out here acquiring teams. And then I giggled a little bit of like, he definitely was like, so you thought you'd get away from me.
Welcome back into my arms.
It's like, oh man, that's crazy. I don't know, Bless. There's so much to talk about with this, right? You're talking about MOBAs as well. MOBAs is such a tough genre and game space to jump into, right? Like, we've seen a lot of MOBAs come and go. There are giants in the MOBA field, and it is very hard to get a piece of the pie to sit at that table amongst those giants that are those video games, right? But that's not to say people want new MOBAs, people want new experiences, and there are opportunities there to jump in with something fresh, something new, to grab a hold of a small piece of the audience and bring them over to your game and find success, right? Like, there are games that do that. Pokemon Unite has done that. Of course, Heroes of the Storm from Blizzard did that. It's like, there are opportunities there. When I look at March of the Giants, I don't know. I haven't played that game. I don't know if that's the mix there, but like, we'll see. Ubisoft has an opportunity if that's what they really want to get after now.
I'm fascinated to see if this game ever even comes out. Because my read on this is that we're acquiring them for the expertise and the names, because we're talking about people who launched Rainbow Six Siege. Yes. And when you're Ubisoft right now and you're looking back at your successes of the last decade, one of the biggest ones was Rainbow Six Siege. And so I wonder if this is a thing of, hey, we want to continue having a presence in competitive gaming, and we want to continue to grow that aspect of Ubisoft because that's something that we believe we can make a lot of money in, and that's something that we know is part of what is important to us already, right? Rainbow Six Siege is still an important thing to us. Let's bring back some of those people to see if we can expand that and have expertise around that, because right now, of course, who knows what Ubisoft is working on, but right now it feels like they're spinning the wheels.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like they need fresh ideas.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll see. You're also getting the IP here, so you're getting the game, right?
Yeah.
Of course, getting the talent is great and all, but like they're clearly making this game. They want to make this game, or is this a talent grab? Or is that really what we're thinking here?
I think-
Where it's
I mean, I think it
this
is-
game dies in 6 months. It's like, well, I got the talented team here, so they're just going to make something different, and we'll figure it out, and we'll redo this process 4 years from now.
I think so. Like, I don't think it's a thing where Ubisoft's like, oh, fuck the game, right? I think they're going to try and make this game work. I think they're going to. This is a team that probably really wants to make March of the Giants happen, and Ubisoft is like, hey, we'll get you through that, but along with that, we want to be able to have your expertise on the team, and then whatever we're doing after March of Giants is going to be something that is maybe Tom Clancy related, right? Like maybe we'll relate one of our IPs to this and
Maybe
make
more
this a Ubisoft
X-Defiant.
thing. Maybe we'll bring back X Defiant. That was a good game though. That was an okay game.
It was okay.
It was okay
I
to
give it a
good.
good. I give it a basic good.
Yeah.
Lower cap. Or lowercase.
Lower cap? I'll take I'll take
all
lowercase. I'll take
good. All
lowercase.
lowercase good.
I liked X Defiant.
Yeah, this one I don't know. This MOBA on my read, it's got like some interesting like tower defense meets RTS features on it. Yeah, I'll have to give it a try. I do love a good MOBA. I'm always looking for another MOBA to try, and so we'll see. It's just there's a very tough market in the MOBA space. You either play Dota or you play League of Legends.
I'll be honest, but maybe I got to look up. What time is it, Barrett? If you can look up gameplay of March of Giants, because you're seeing.
I have it
gameplay
right here.
now.
Yeah.
Because this is what I'll say.
Here's the deal.
You putting out a new MOBA in 2025 or 6 or whatever, that's tough. That's hard.
People, I don't know if people play MOBAs for like super gritty, like, action. I think we kind of like a colorful, cute world.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at this gameplay right now, and
It's got some interesting stuff, though. Like, to speak on the positive side, right? Like I said, there's an interesting tower defense mechanism in this. The player is calling in the units, which is interesting. The little small units. So it's like almost Age of Empires-esque, which is interesting. I've never seen that. Then all of a sudden, you'll see him start to call forth like pieces, like I said, with tower defense. I don't know, Bless. I think it's tough in the mobile market because everybody knows what it is, but then you try to iterate on it, add new things, and make it exciting and different. But at the same time, people just want it to be the bare bones basic structure of the game. I don't know how far this will go.
yeah, and I don't want to do the thing because I've seen people do this with High Guard, right? Where like people are counting out High Guard before they even have a chance to even see, like, check it out, right? Like, let a beta happen at least before we start to fucking call this thing a failure. Like, give them a chance.
I'm trying to keep my mind of like, I'm positive with all the projects you show me.
Yeah.
I will try them and then I'll be the judge of that.
Exactly. And that's
So,
my
like-
thing is like, I'm not gonna say a High Guard defender necessarily, but I'm not counting it out until I get to experience that game because I do think there's something there, and I'll say the same thing about this, where I shouldn't count it out until it's had a chance. We should give it a chance.
But what is a raid? What is a
Oh,
raid?
you
What is
know,
a first-person
it's-
shooter raid?
It's us working together with friends, communicating. We have we have big objectives that we're doing that require kind of like asymmetric back and forth, right? Hey, I'll jump on the thing while you shoot the thing that gets revealed by the thing.
A beautiful blend of combat and puzzles.
Yeah, it's like Split Fiction. Split Fiction is one long raid. I don't know, Mike. I'm
I'm excited. A raid shooter, PvP raid shooter.
Have you noticed that High Guard is just another way to say Overwatch? Think about it. High, over, guard,
Damn,
watch.
yes.
Did they put the name in? Did they go to ChatGPT and went, "We're making a hero shooter. Name it for us." It's in a fantasy setting, and it spat out High Guard. Because what are we doing?
Damn, Bless, that's crazy you say that.
That's fucking nuts. Story number 5. Arc Raiders shares new tease for upcoming event Cold Snap, and it looks deadly. This is from Vicky Blake at IGN. Arc Raiders has a Cold Snap on the way, and it's set to arrive on December 16th. As already confirmed by developer Embark Studios, the Cold Snap December update adds a new map condition called Snowfall, a new event called Flickering Flames, new quests, and a new Raider deck, Arc Raiders' equivalent of a Battle Pass. What does the snowball map condition mean exactly? We're not sure, but Embark shared an image showing what appears to be a dead raider in the snow, suggesting the frigid weather could be more deadly than merely inconvenient. As one fan quipped in response, quote, "I can't wait to have all my shit stolen from people camping in basements on extraction points covered in snow," end quote. Cold Snap is the latest update listed as part of Arc Raiders 2025 content roadmap, and Embark is yet to outline what's coming in 2026. Mike, this is at you? Snow?
Yes, of course. I love when they add snow to all maps. I'm looking at you, Spider-Man. When you had snowy New York was epic. I love that.
Oh, yeah. GTA 5 online. And they
That
had
was a
snow
lot
in
of
December.
fun. Shout out to that. Big shout out to Embark Studios, who continues to deliver with this video game. All their games they have seemed to given a lot of love and content to. But of course, I talked about it, right? You got to capture this audience that you have. You got to keep them on it, and they've done that, right? New maps now with a new big update, adding snow onto all this, new ways to play. It's going to be very exciting stuff. IGN does have a big write up of like what this is.
Oh yeah, there's more
right?
details you want to go
So
to
like
IGN.
Arc Raiders Cold Snap gameplay changes from Embark Studios. Environmental hazard. Cold, harsh weather introduces new risks for raiders who remain outdoors too long. Players must watch out for frostbite, a creeping condition that slowly drains their health bar. Shelter mechanics. To prevent frostbite, raiders will need to adapt to their tactics as the cold gradually seeps into their bones. Raiders must rethink their loadouts, ensuring they can heal themselves or their teammates and plan their extractions with care, finding shelter if needed. Visual overhaul. Frost buildup, frozen lakes, snow accumulation.
You got it. Accumulation? Is that
Thank
what
you,
it's
bro. Thank you. Accumulation and more across Dam Battlegrounds, Buried City, Spaceport, and Blue Gate maps. So it's like all the
sounds
exciting
cool.
stuff that you want,
Yeah.
right? Like you can see that. I'm sure we're going to be camping in buildings waiting for you and your team to come in there and murder you, right? But like it is really cool of like there's a huge player base for this. People are excited about this game. The more you add, the better. Keep them on it. And the more changes, especially just like small things like changing the map up a little bit with cool snowy conditions, goes a long way.
Oh yeah. Well, Mike, that sounds like a big update for fans of Arc Raiders. But if I wanted something smaller, say the tiniest news I need to know about, where would I go?
Blessing, I would take you to our last news story, the We News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
Story number 6 is Wii News. Starting from VGC, Katamari creator Keita Takahashi has returned to Japan due to disappointing sales of his most recent original game to a T, and suggested that his future as a game designer is unclear. That one very much saddens me.
That one, I read that
That's
last night.
depressing.
You have to go buy your video game, sir, because that one, that's a statement I don't like seeing.
Here's what I'll say, right? Y'all should check out To a T. You should check out To a T. Is it the game of the year? No. But I think it's really neat for what it is, and it has a really cool message, and it's a very heartwarming video game. It charmed the hell out of me. I played quite a bit of it. Really, really enjoyed it. That's what I'll say. I'm sorry to hear that, Takahashi. That sucks. Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition is now available on Xbox Series, PS5, and Switch 2 with a free update path.
Now that's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
You make a big splash, you get everybody talking about your game, and then you follow it up with that.
Yep.
Go play the original.
Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl free story content update launches December 16th. And then finally, the Chinese Room launched a winter update for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, bringing custom difficulty options, Iron Vamp mode, holiday cosmetics, and more. And I'll add one more off the top of the dome, because I read this and I forgot to include it in here.
Okay.
Fallout Season 2 Episode 1 is dropping early tomorrow.
Oh,
That's an exciting one.
Oh, they dropping the whole season, or just we going week to week?
Week to week.
That's what Amazon does, Mike. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Week to week.
And that's it for Wii News.
I spoil you with, making you wait for the entire season of My Hero
I
so
would
you can binge it.
die. I would die if I had to watch My Hero week to week. I'd blow up.
I'm watching Pluribus week to week. It's the best experience of all time. I fucking love this shit, man.
Just drop
TV's so
the
bad.
episodes.
Oh man, Apple TV be cooking sometimes, dude. And Pluribus, great show. Let's hop into Super Chats, where you write in. We talk about what you write in with. Like Jacob, who says, I predict FOTOR and an Intergalactic will be out 2029.
Okay.
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 I'm going to say you're wrong on both accounts. I think Intergalactic comes before then.
Okay. Oh, before 2029.
Yeah. I think Intergalactic by 2028.
Okay.
And then, yeah, FOTOR, I say by after 2030.
Okay.
Stannis Thrax says, Bless, check out A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, Iranian vampire western shot in black and white. Mike, check out Total Recall for more stone.
Now, I did watch Total Recall with Nick before.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that was Sharon Stone. Now I know. Because I watched her in Casino.
Yeah.
She was great. Ginger.
Ginger.
That was her name.
Oh,
She had a
I thought you.
fantastic story.
I thought you were saying she was.
I'll tell you what,
Never
De
mind.
Niro and Ginger, they were going back and forth on the casino floor, and De Niro just wanted her to have a better life, and she didn't want it. She had someone that she cared for, she had to go back to. Maybe it was a lot of drugs and alcohol, you know?
It's tough.
She didn't want to be with De Niro.
Didn't want to be with them. Street Shadow writes in and says, on Marathon, I highly suggest watching the vid doc. Solos, a scav-focused runner, procs, decaying bodies versus only backpacks, more maps, lots added from April to October. What I saw today looks different from October too.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. Let's see here. Somebody says there's a leaked Avengers trailer. JBC says that.
Avengers. The movie.
I assume so.
Yeah. Yeah, Tim will be on that.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna watch the leaked one. I want the
Tim wants that
official
good.
stuff. Yeah, I want that good. I want that high quality. Teddy Canaris says, birthday tax turned 29 today, which feels wild. Love you guys. Thanks for all you do, KF. Happy birthday, Teddy.
Happy birthday, Teddy. I hope you're doing well.
Dominic says, why are people excited for FOTOR? Remember Star Wars Eclipse from the creators of Detroit Become Human? When was the last time we heard anything about the KOTOR remake? Stop being excited for CGI announced 5+ years too early. I mean, I think to that, the excitement comes from the people that are working on it, right? Star Wars Eclipse, the trailer looked cool, but I think a lot of people were maybe a little bit off-put by the Quantic Dream aspect of it. KOTOR remake was like, all right, cool, but then we got reports about it and like how that wasn't working out. I think the fact that you have a Star Wars game, right, a follow-up to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and it's being worked on by Casey Hudson alone is very exciting.
Why can't I be excited about that?
Why wouldn't you be excited about that if you're a fan of all those things?
Yeah, like it was a cool announcement.
You can be
It was
excited by an
exciting.
idea.
Yeah.
Whether that
excited
idea
about
pans
that.
out remains to be seen
Yeah,
for
I don't-
all of these things.
I don't think any of us are sitting here like, yeah, I can't wait to play this game in 3 years. Except for Casey Hudson. Casey Hudson is saying it. But all of us are like, oh yeah, that's a fucking awesome idea. Can't wait to see this whenever it pans out.
Casey might prove the world wrong. He might prove the doubters wrong.
Maybe I am being negative. Because yeah, I'm over here like, Casey, you're wrong. We're not seeing
What
this
if he
game.
proves all the doubters wrong?
I hope, you know what, Casey, I hope you do. I hope you prove all of us
What
wrong.
if he's got something different in the bag?
Maybe he could. Let's see here. Going back even further, Ignacio Rojas says, Mike, you still have to finish Digimon Time Stranger.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that Digimon and Pokemon, my two Mons this year, had to go to the side because I was so focused on some other things.
Yeah.
Will I go back to it? No. On my mind right now, Bless, just so you know,
Yeah.
looking at it, Control,
Nice.
Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ooh, Red Dead 2.
Those are some big
Have
three.
You played Red Dead 2?
Yeah, a good portion of it, but not all of it.
Yeah.
So, like, those are my big three right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's some more in there that I'll have to figure out, but, like, what did Snowbike Mike play over the holiday break?
Who knows?
I don't know. Maybe we
knows?
become tactical poppies.
Dude, I'm down. Listen, we can play Fire Emblem 3 Houses at the same time. Come back with a review first week of
that'd be
January.
crazy.
Fog Walker says GTA 6 2026, The Elder Scrolls 6 2027, Witcher 4 2028, FOTOR 2029.
I don't know about the Elder Scrolls, but I wish that was the lineup. That would be epic.
I mean, that'd be super cool. Mukda says, let me get FOTOR before the arthritis sets in. Resolute says, Flair, HBK, Angle, Goldberg, Danielson, Batista, and Austin all lost their final match. You put someone over on your way out to give back to the business. Give me 7 years of Gunther not losing.
He was already over. We already had him as the bad guy. I don't need more Gunther in my life. He was already champion. John Cena, the way he went out and how 20,000 people in that arena were dead silent and upset about it shows you that it wasn't the right move. We could have done it better.
You want shock, though. That's that's fucking Star Wars Episode 5. You want it to end and people to be like, oh, shit.
That sucks.
It's Infinity War. Now Gunther has to be Thanos.
That
Gunther
sucks.
has to fucking dominate for the next 3 years
They
straight.
choked that man out. The man who's never given up gave up in front of millions.
He
right?
hasn't tapped
And
out in
then-
20 years.
And then get this. He has to sit there in the ring for 3.5 minutes as we slowly bring everybody and their mother out. Then we play a 3.5 minute video to try to win back the fans on our emotion and nostalgia. Then the old man, John Cena, I love you, but I apologize. takes off his armbands, puts down a pair of Skechers, and walks off the fucking
What's
ring.
wrong with Skechers?
Who the fuck wants to see you leave behind an old-ass pair of Skechers, big dog? Like, that didn't look good, just so you know. Like, that wasn't like, oh, shit, that's memorabilia. That's a big moment. There's a pair of fucking Skechers he's left in there.
I saw somebody tweet out a photo yesterday of themselves, like they're hospitalized, and they were like, they posted themselves in front of the TV and said, "Thank you, John Cena, for teaching me to give up."
I can give up now.
I can give up
Yeah.
now. It's like, damn.
What are we doing?
Dang. It's tough. Let's see here. Hard to find. I ain't reading this shit about Quentin Tarantino, all right? Let's see. Techie Haas says, paying my birthday tax. Love you all. Happy birthday, Techie Haas. A lot of people are talking about this leaked Doomsday trailer. Goddamn.
Oh, shit, it's popping off.
Yeah,
okay.
on God, Sharma says the Doomsday trailer leak.
God.
On God. But like, I think that's their name. It's they spelled with an A-N-G-A-D.
Okay.
Riley21 says, so question that came up over the weekend. Why isn't there an individual sports and racing category for TGAs? Is it that there wasn't enough games to fill them out? Am I wrong or on the right track? What do you mean? Why isn't there an individual sports or racing? Like, why do they?
So like,
smash them
why?
together?
Yeah, why do they put them together?
They always do that.
Yeah, they smash them together.
Yeah, they've always done that.
Not enough racing games one year, plenty of sports games every year, but like I think they just
Plenty of fighting games too.
Yeah, they just smash them
Yeah.
together.
And then we have a couple more that came in. I'm trying to see what's up. Reggie says those same silent fans are silent for stuff. The same silent fans are silent for the Saudi Vince Hogan and Brock stuff. I don't know what that means. I think those are two different fans.
Yeah, those are two different groups.
Yeah, these are
like,
people who are genuinely
we were silent
like.
because we were like, "What the fuck did we just watch?" John Cena got choked out in the middle of the ring.
Those
with
people-
a smirk on his face.
Those people are people that just saw their hero die. You know, they just saw Superman die. That's why they're silent and shocked. It's not. I don't think they're the same people.
He's
that
a
are like,
once in a generation talent. We could have done something a little bit better. That's all I'm saying.
You wanted him to win?
I mean, I'm not opposed to breaking it. You know what I mean? Break traditions. John Cena's only coming in your life once.
I mean, you're right. There is only one John Cena. I got emotional the other day thinking about John Cena. That's how much I love John Cena.
I'm not mad at it.
Let's get into You're Wrong. Rewrite in, let us know what we got wrong as we got it wrong so we can correct it for those watching later on YouTube and listening later on podcast services around the globe. Jeppo1457 says, Blessing, you clearly said a while ago that 2026 would be the year of Yakuza, and I have proof of it. Tweet me the proof. All right, clip it.
Oh, you getting after Yakuza?
I mean, I don't remember saying it.
Do you want to do you, me, and
You
Roger
definitely fucking
a
said it.
hang time marathon where we play every Yakuza in a row?
You know how long that marathon would be?
They did it a whole month. Took 1 month.
You want us to do a month-long Yakuza playthrough? Sure, I'll do it.
I would love that.
let's fucking
I would
go.
love that.
Although I've been seeing the streets talk about Yakuza 0 lately, and like apparently that's a really good game. Kind of want to play it.
Could
Yeah,
be time.
they've been saying that, Bliss.
I've played so much Yakuza, bro. I've tried so much Yakuza, and that shit just has not stuck. But I respect it though. Let's see. Oh, Marty says, Bless said earlier in the show, Alien Isolation 2 would be cool. The game is actually in development at Creative Assembly right now. Not many other details except for the fact that it's happening. I forgot that. That's a good You're Wrong. Thank you for saying that.
I like that.
That's really awesome. Kebabs, that's not even a video game news, dude. Slop. So Kebabs writes in and says
Slop's the word of the year.
Slop's the word of the year. What does that have to do with video?
Isn't that interesting? So what other people just yelling slop at some other things?
Yeah, AI slop.
AI slop,
slop.
friend slop. Okay.
But I don't think they're thinking about friend slop. I think they're just thinking about AI slop.
You think
Or like
that's what
content
caught it
slop.
into the mainstream
Oh,
of slop?
yes,
Interesting.
1,000%. Because now we're just calling anything that's like content slop.
What was last year's?
Last year's word of the year.
Type shit?
No, I think it was fucking not communism. It was like a political word.
It was brain rot.
Oh, was it brain rot?
It was brain rot.
Oh, okay.
Fuck,
I thought it was like authoritarian.
Chewy, like brain rot and then slop back to back.
Showing you where we're going.
Chat were cooked.
This is slop if we're thinking about it. Like we say slop too much. This is all slop. Like let's calm down on the slop. And that's it for We News. Yes, that is it for We News. Mike, thanks so much for joining me on this episode of
Thanks,
Kinda Funny
Bless. It's
Games
been a
Daily.
good Monday. A lot of fun news, a lot of interesting stuff to talk about, and looking forward to the rest of the week with you. Our final week on content before the holiday break. And guess what? We're even giving you an extra day of content because Mike and
Yeah.
Barrett are live streaming our whole marathon stream of My Hero Academia final season. So, like, you get an extra day out of us.
There you go. Of course, this
That was my holiday gift for Mike. An extra day at work.
You got to work one more day. I said, hell yeah.
This has been Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and all podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon, YouTube, or Spotify or Apple Podcasts to get all of our shows ad-free. Watch us record them live and get a daily exclusive show. Enjoy the Gamescast next and the stream after. But until next time, Game Daily.